All anyone has been talking about this offseason for the Mavericks has been Klay Thompson. And yes, Nico Harrison did a great job of upgrading this roster in the offseason by bringing in Klay Thompson, Quentin Grimes, and Naji Marshall. And all he lost really was Josh Green. I guess you could say Tim Hardaway Jr. was a loss, and then Derrick Jones Jr. But I think the best move so far by the Mavericks this offseason has been bringing in Naji Marshall. He is so underrated. He replaces Derrick Jones Jr., but I think he's better than Derrick Jones Jr. I think he's a better defender at 6'7", 225 pounds with a 7'1" wingspan. He's definitely stronger. He's longer. And he's not quite as athletic, of course. Derrick Jones Jr., one of the best athletes in the NBA. But Naji Marshall is 100% an upgrade in my opinion. Just watch him lock up Jason Tatum right here on this possession. A guy that can go for 27 and 8 on any given night. You think he's right by him, and then he takes it back out of his hands. Now, he only averaged 7.1 points per game last year and 3.6 rebounds as well as 2 assists in 66 games. But that's because he was buried on a Pelicans depth chart that was extremely deep on the wings. They got Naji Marshall for 3 years, $27 million. That is some wizardry right there by Nico Harrison because he shot 46% from the field, 39% from three, so an above-average three-point shooter. And like I said, he was buried behind all of these guys on the New Orleans depth chart this season. Now he gets a chance to go be a starter in Dallas, and he's a perfect fit alongside of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in their quest to get back to the NBA championship this year. I mean, here he is locking up Kyrie. A+++, however many pluses you want to add on there. A+ from Nico Harrison. Another A+ move I think was bringing in Klay Thompson. People are saying this wasn't a great move, but he's still an elite shooter no matter how you want to look at it. Off the dribble, off the catch, he can really shoot it. Now, I don't think this is the lineup because there's no perimeter defense really. Yes, it brings a lot of scoring and another option for Klay there because he's going to get unlimited catch-and-shoot looks, but I think you stagger these 3 minutes. The big three, obviously. I think one of Naji Marshall or Omax Prosper will start, and it'll definitely be Naji Marshall from day one, but Omax Prosper could develop as the year goes on. We'll talk about him more later in this video, though. Klay Thompson, he averaged 18 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists per game in 29 minutes per game last year, but all anybody wants to talk about is that elimination game where he went 0 for 10. He shot 43% from the field and still shot 39% from three on 9 attempts last year in 77 games, so he played the full season. He can still create. I think this is an underrated part of his game. He can still get there and can still make the right read. Yes, he has an old man game now because a lot of his athleticism is gone from before the injuries, but he's still elite off the catch and shoot, can run off a screen and knock it down, or just he's going to get so many standstill looks from Kyrie and Luka penetrating. And the Mavs were 35% from the three in the playoffs and just 31% in the finals. So you add the greatest catch and shoot guy of all time, in my opinion, to this team, and you can't let 0 for 10 in the elimination game distract you. He had 13 games where he made 6 or more threes, which was 1/6 of the amount of games that the Warriors played last year, or that he played in. So, I mean, 1 in every 6 games, he's going to hit 6 or more threes. I like that. He's still a great shooter. And then the other addition that they made was bringing in Quentin Grimes, another guy that can really defend at 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. He has all the intangibles that he brings to the table. Yes, he only averaged 7 points a game last year, 2 boards, 1.3 assists in 20 minutes of action. But he had a season a couple of years ago where he was much, much better. Only shot 37% from the field last year and 34% from three on 4.7 attempts. But as I mentioned, in his last full season where he spent with the Knicks in 2022-23, he averaged 11.3 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 2.3 assists in 30 minutes while being a very, very good defender. You see him guarding Jimmy Butler there. Shot 47% from the field and 39% from three on 5 attempts. He's an above-average defender. As you can see from all these clips, here he is locking down Andrew Wiggins on the wing, and another good wing defender for the bench. I like this move by Nico Harrison and the Mavs front office. Now, real quick, if you are enjoying today's video at any point, and if you've made it this far, it means you are, make sure to the like button and leave me a comment down below. Hitting that subscribe button will help us out as well. As you can see here, a large majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel, so if that is you, go ahead and fix that right now. We're trying to hit 200 likes on today's video, so if you could help us out with that, it'd be greatly appreciated. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video here, talking about the big two with Luka and Kyrie. Now, Luka is still going to do his thing next year. The big thing with him, you know, all the controversy from the finals, just getting back and staying on the grind, continuing to get better. He averaged 34 points, 9 assists, and 10 rebounds last year, as well as 1.4 steals in probably the greatest statistical season that really any of us have seen. It's up there with prime Harden, the numbers that he used to drop, just video game numbers there. 49% shooting from the field, 38% from three as well. So he's got the three-point percentage up. It was 35%, now it's 38%. And, I mean, if he continues, he was playing hurt in the playoffs too. So if he continues to get better, he's going to be a scary sight for his prime because he still has not entered his prime yet. Now, Kyrie. Shout out to Kyrie, man, for keeping his nose clean. He's not had any controversy really since he got to Dallas, which was something he was really known for in Boston and Brooklyn. But he averaged 25.6 points per game, 5.2 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1.3 steals this year for the Mavericks. Luka gets all the respect really in Dallas, but Kyrie just had an insane season. 51% from the field, 40% from three, 91% from the free throw line. That is a heck of a year efficiency-wise from Kyrie Irving. I mean, that is something that needs to be appreciated and talked about more. Now, the youth on this team for Dallas is what's going to carry them through because they don't have a lot of picks, a lot of cap space in the future with Luka and Kyrie both locked up long term. As you can see here, these are the picks that they have sent out in 2027, 2028, 2029, and in 2030. So they have to rely on these young guys. And one of those guys that is already a star, Derek Lively. I mean, as a 20-year-old to not miss a singular shot in the Western Conference Finals, that is a crazy statistic. He averaged 9 points a game, 7 rebounds, 1.1 assists, and 1.4 blocks on the year. And he is just a really, really good young piece. I mean, he came in and seamlessly fit into this team, and it's almost like I kind of called that last summer. 75% from the field, 24 minutes per game, but a great roller, great screener, and honestly a really good passer against the blitz as well, which is what we saw in that Timberwolves series. He can be really, really good down the road for this Mavs team. Another guy that could be really, really good, Jaden Hardy. Yes, he kind of struggled in the NBA Finals, and that's because he's playing the Boston Celtics, one of the best defensive teams in the league. But he averaged 7.3 points, 1.8 rebounds, 1.5 assists in 14 minutes per game this year. Now, he wasn't particularly efficient from the field, only 41% there, but 37% from three. That is something you can work with and grow and develop. 3.1 attempts, and he's still 21 years old. Per 36, he averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists a night. So definitely a lot of promise and potential right there from Jaden Hardy, and he will be 22 next year. So definitely a guy that I think can really grow and blossom into a fourth option, a fourth guard for them off the bench with Klay. We'll see what happens though. And then Omax Prosper, the number 24 pick in last year's draft, standing at 6'8" with a 7'1" wingspan. He has a lot of potential defensively. I mean, give me that Jabari Smith Jr. And then we're getting out and running Eurostep Fred VanVleet for the lay. And he's really good in transition. He has shown some flashes on the three ball, almost broke his face right there, but he played 40 games last year, only about 5 minutes per game, but still has shown the potential. When he gets downhill, he is tough to stop, and if he's showing flashes of this three ball and it continues to develop, he can be really, really good down the line. Now, can they get back to the finals is the big question today. I don't know. We didn't even talk about PJ Washington or Daniel Gafford, their 2 trade deadline acquisitions, but this is a team that I think they definitely could. I'm excited to see what they do with Klay because I think they probably should bring him off the bench. We'll see what happens, though. Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment and hit that subscribe button. It'll be greatly appreciated. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.